Hey there folks. So in this video I'm just going to go through a couple of very basic kind of character movement and parameters and options that you might want to change in order to kind of tweak the controls for your 2D game, whether it's a 2D side scroller, but also we'll look at some of the top down ones. So one of the things that you will notice is that our character moves very quickly. They also have a little bit of an acceleration and a deceleration that maybe we want to have a look at. And one of the main things that you'll find that's quite frustrating for players is the jumping and kind of effect of this. So one of the things you might see that if you're in a platformer, I might be able to jump and then kind of pull myself back towards the ledge that I've just jumped off of. We're not looking necessarily at things like coyote time and having that ability to jump after we've just fallen off. What we're looking at here is the fact that I've got no control when I'm jumping. And in platformer games, you know, I've got this character where he's going to have a gun, but in a platformer game, usually we have a lot of control over that jump to be able to jump from platform to platform. We don't want to have our character feel really airy, so they just glide through the air all the time. So what we want to look at, I'm in my side scroller character here, we're going to go into our character movement, and we want to have a look at a bunch of options. So things like our max acceleration. This is obviously going to make our character speed up, and we've also got our braking deceleration here as well. So maybe these are slowing our character down. You might see this more apparently in the top down one, but this is something where, again, massive numbers put in could just mean that our character just speeds up and slows down immediately. Yeah, you can see there's no kind of, oh, I'm going to slow down and stop. I'm just going to move at my speed straight away. The other thing that we've got is we've got our max walk speed. Now, this feels correct because I've kind of worked to around about the same size as a normal human. But what you might find actually is if you've made your characters really, really small, this needs to be tweaked so that they're not moving around at the same speed as a whole kind of natural human running, walking kind of speed. So maybe you need to tweak this and make it a little bit slower. So something like 300 would be half that size. And you can see here, I'm not feeling like I'm just running around the screen all the time. You know, I've got a little bit more kind of control over where I'm going, and it's a little bit more kind of, you know, slower paced and relaxed. So play around with that value and see what works for you. I would also look at the minimum analog walk speed. And you can see that this one, we can basically do it as a min and max element here. So maybe whatever we got on one, we set on the other one, and that gives us that uniform speed. There's no kind of minimum amount for it. It's always going to be that speed. And you can see there is a little bit of movement. And the movement there, remember, is coming through from the fact that we have a lag on our spring arm. So you can see here, our spring arm does lag behind. And again, think about that speed. Think about the camera lag speed. The quicker our character's moving, that camera's lagging behind them. Do we need to also increase or decrease this to kind of smooth out that camera movement? What else have we got in here? Well, if we go to our character movement again, one of the things that you might want to have a look at is the jump Z velocity. My jump Z velocity, I can use this to jump higher. So you can see here, if I put this in at 800, there you go. I've got my character jumping much, much higher. And this is great for things like, you know, platformers where maybe I need to jump up to much higher heights. For this one, what I would do is I would play around with our world and I would think, okay, well, how high do I want my character to actually be able to jump? Yeah, so I could look at this and I could say, well, what is the actual height of this element here? And, you know, do I want my character to be able to potentially jump what is the equivalent of 4 meters? Is that an okay jump amount for my character? Or is this an okay kind of metric to say this is a non-jumpable distance? So what I would recommend is you set up and define the sizes. Say, okay, well, I want my character to be able to go along this axis here. And let's go with it being 0.5. That's the wrong one there. So what is it? Is it this one? 125? No, that's the wrong one. So we'll go with 0.25. It's always the last one you look at. So let's go with half of that. Okay, and drag this down. There we go. Okay, so is this an okay jump height for my character? Yeah, probably. So here I've got quite a lot of jump to this, quite an airy jump. Is that okay? Well, we can play around with that value. but that doesn't really help us with the kind of airiness of floating through the air. So one of the things you might want to look at is this gravity scale here, and it's always by default it's set to 1. It's just a uniform gravity that's going to be working. It's the project and world gravity. But you can actually increase this on your character. So something like 1.2 would just snap our character down just a little bit quicker. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like a lot, but when you work with it in correlation with our jump Z velocity, it's snapping and bringing that character down to the world just that little bit smoother, just that little bit quicker. And I'm going to show you what it looks like if I increase it quite a lot more. So if we go to 1.6, what we'll see now is my character, because of gravity, actually can make that jump, but they're only just making that jump because they're actually jumping up, coming down much, much quicker. So it's going to determine how quickly they fall off a ledge. It's going to determine how easily they can do these upwards jumps. Now, I'm not saying that this is the correct value. This is something for you to tweak, but know that these kind of work in correlation with each other. So if you give your character more jump Z velocity, do you also need to bring down some of that gravity scale or increase that gravity scale just so that you've got more control over how quickly they can go up into the air? Okay, so what else have we got in here? Well, I really want to sort the ability of my character to have some air control and control over themselves when they jump. So we're going to go down to our jumping section, and what you'll see is that there is an air control section, and in the air control we have a 0.05. So if we understand how air control works, it's basically a kind of multiplier that applies over our movement speed for how much of that movement speed we are allowed to apply to our character while they are in the air. I think it might even explain that for you. There you go. So 0, no control, because we're basically taking our walk speed, multiplying it by 0 and saying you can't do anything. 1 gives us full control of our max walk speed. So that's allowing us to put our full walk speed, our full horizontal movement speed into our character to make them go the opposite way. So you can see here 0.05 means 5% of our walk speed gets assigned. If we want to go up to a higher amount, so something like 0.8, what we'll see is that now our character, we can press the key in the air and we can jump back the way we've come. We can have a lot of control, and the higher we jump, the slower we come down, the more time we're in the air, which means the more time we've got to kind of go in and out of our jumps. So you can see here I can jump and come all the way back. Now, is that too much? That's, again, up to you. But tweak this value. If you want to go down to a lower amount, obviously you get less of that control. So you can see here, I can jump, but I can still come back again, but less so of it. So play around with that value. The other things that we can have a look at here are our air control boost multipliers. So you can see here when we're falling, this is a multiplier that is applied to our air control, the value that we've just seen, when it's less than this velocity threshold. So setting this to 0 will disable air control boosting, but either way it's going to clamp this value out. So this is going to be multiplying and come out to 1. So we can play around with these two values here, and we can also play around with this lateral friction when we're falling. Air control kind of lateral friction. So this is, movement friction from the air when we're jumping around, and it's just useful for kind of putting a friction force onto us when we're gliding through the air, so that we're not just constantly gliding and floating along. We can use this so that the air is actually working against our character. So yeah, a bunch of different options that are there. Honestly, play around with those, see what works for you. And a couple of the other things that I would just point out within here as well is just making some more interesting jumps. Yeah, I've got the ability right now for my character to obviously walk around, to jump and things, but how do I make something that's a little bit more of a kind of a Mario jump? Well, one of the things you can do, and you're not going to find it in the character movement component, if you go to the root, which is our pawn option here, and just type in jump, you will see, I'm just going to turn the caps locks off, just here you'll see that we've got default, which is our is jumping, which is the one I've created. We've got character movement, and these are useful because they determine whether the variable exists in here or in here. And you'll see that the character one, there is two options. There's the jump max count. So let's have a look at that one first. This, changing it to 2, means that I can jump and then jump again. So I've now got a double jump. And that means that any time in my jump, I can press another spacebar and I can jump again. Again, get some metric tests out there and just see what it's like to be able to press the jump again. Again, maybe I need to go back and tweak these gravities. Maybe I need to tweak that kind of lateral friction to be able to make my character come down quicker and have a bit more of their control when they and where they use that jump max count. Just note that that's a really easy thing for us to also target with things like pickups. So if you want to give your character double jump, one of the things you could just do is target the character and just change their jump max count from 1 to 2. Or look at something like Dead Cells, where all of the equipment and armor and abilities and things all add together to give you a final number of how many jumps you're allowed. And that would just be set into something like this. So you might pick up a piece of armor that goes increase your jump max count by 1. Obviously set it to always be 1 if you want to have as a clamped default. So what about jump max hold time? Well, let's have a little bit of a look at how that one's going to work. We're going to set that jump to 1 just for a moment. And the thing I want to just first of all look at is how we are actually setting up in this side-scroller movement our jump. And one of the things you will have seen is I put it on spacebar and I've put it on pressed. Okay, so if we go and have a look at this here where we press the jump, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out this string and just say jump. Okay, now if I press spacebar, I'm holding down spacebar, but it's not printing out loads and loads of jumps. And what that means is when I jump, what it's doing is it's only triggering this event once. It's firing the triggered once. And that means when it jumps, it applies the jump Z velocity, this upwards force, only once. It just applies it immediately, just for that moment. If I were to go into here and change this to a higher number, so for example, 0.2, I would say that nothing changes. Why is nothing changing? Well, because I'm using pressed on my input. So when I use pressed on my input, I only fired the triggered event once. So what I could do here is I could actually delete that, so it just goes back to the default, which is down. Or obviously I could put it as down as my default here. Either of those would be perfectly valid. And now, watch it, if I press spacebar, you can see it keeps on firing out the jump. Now my character has a difference now between two different types of jumps. This jump and this jump. Now there's not a lot of difference there, but if I go and increase this jump max hold time to something very silly, so maybe something like 0.8, what we'll see is that I've got this very quick fire kind of, press the button once, there you go, it only triggers 2 or 3 frames of jump Z velocity there. But if I press and hold it down, my character can keep on going up really high. And the reason for that is what it's basically doing with this jump max hold time is it's defining how many seconds, so in this one 0.8 seconds, it will keep on applying this jump Z velocity to my character as long as this is being triggered, this jump. And that's why I've put in here stop jumping on cancelled and completed, because that means that the moment I release the key, I tell this to stop jumping and stop applying this jump Z velocity. So what can I do with this? Well, obviously I could use this to create something that's a bit more kind of like the Mario jump, where the longer I'm pressing the key down for, maybe the bigger my jump's going to be. Whereas I can do very small jumps. Maybe I play around with this where I've got very small controlled jumps with gravity, but the longer I press it for, I can obviously have a much further jump. So there's a whole lot of different options there that are available to you. We've got this jump max hold time, we've got the jump max count. Inside of our jump, we can control the velocity, pushing our character up, how much control we've got in the air, and obviously lots of things when it comes to friction. We've also got our walking functionality, which we can use for our acceleration and deceleration, and also our walk speeds to determine how quickly our character is going to move. Now, playing around with all of those different things is going to get you to have the look and the feel of the character that you want. I would recommend that you play around with these as much as possible. Put a whole bunch of different things into your level. Put some kind of jump things. Even just going in and saying, okay, well, let's get these little blocks that I've got and put a bunch of these in and just test out how easy it is for my character to be able to jump on there. You can see that this is way too powerful of a jump. So do I need to reduce down this jump so that it's not, obviously going all the way into the air? And maybe bring him snappier much down to the floor, and play around with those and see what works for you. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing to access more of my Unreal Engine content.